Information about your hometown and surrounding area. Tiger Talk is brought to you by Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street and Katie's Delicious Homemade Goodness and Perry's Floors and more. And at 8:07, a very good Wednesday morning to you. It's Wednesday, and that means it is our extension program. I had the pleasure of welcoming into the WPKY studios this morning, Shane Bogle. He is our agent for agriculture and natural resources. How are you this morning, sir?
I'm great.
Yeah, you've been out and about early this morning, keeping them at early hours.
Try to beat this heat.
I'm telling you, and I saw a statistic from the National Weather Service. We've had almost 2 weeks, I think 14 continuous days of 90-plus temperatures, and that's really, yeah, and that's been the first time, that's been the first time since like maybe 2012, I think, when we had a pretty dry, hot summer. But boy, we're off to a heck of a start, and it's not even officially summer till tomorrow.
That's right. Kind of scary thought, isn't it?
It really is. But let's talk a little bit since you've been out and early and getting out. What are our farmers coping with right now? Of course, the heat. But
we're coping with the heat. That's part of life in Kentucky.
Yes.
If you don't like the weather, wait a few minutes and it'll change.
Exactly right.
We are in the middle, toward the end now of wheat harvest.
Okay.
So we are seeing a lot of traffic. I was caught behind some stuff here yesterday. I think it was yesterday, and I saw you looking out the window at the caravans going by.
Yeah.
So we do have a lot of trucks and stuff still on the road and large equipment until the combines get shut down. That's the biggest thing that you're going to encounter on the road around here. So caution there. But we are toward the end. We're a little off on our wheat yields this year from last year, probably by about 15 to 20 bushels.
Okay.
Lots of factors in that. We've had some disease that come in. We did have that wet early spring.
Yes.
And the humidity early, not very conducive to healthy wheat.
And that wheat, it gets down. It's not the tops necessarily. It's more at the root level, isn't it, on that wheat, or is it the tops?
We have that problem early, but now even our seed can have some toxins in it that has to either be cleaned or blended. We got threshold levels on that, and so there could be some dockages at the port when we're getting rid of that. But with the yields being down just a little bit, it's a little disheartening with the lower prices that we've been dealing with in the last year or so. So soybeans getting planted right behind that. We still are seeing the green of tobacco.
Yeah.
Went by a field yesterday afternoon. It had that sheen and just that look growing so fast. You can almost see it growing in this weather. It likes
how's it looking thus far?
I think our tobacco looks very well. I'm still encountering several soybean and corn stands from the wet weather that is not optimal this year. It's just not been the optimal year. It was just so wet.
Yeah.
And so equipment is still on the road. Just want to caution people to watch out for that.
Be patient and roll the window down if it feels like it.
Yeah.
Turn the air or crank the air up and turn the music on and just relax and you'll get there.
We'll get there, and wheat harvest will be wrapped up in the next few days. This rain coming in may slow that down a little bit, but farmers want to get that out. The quicker we get the beans in, we lose yield every day.
Right.
That we're not getting those beans planted. There. So a lot of times you'll see a combine and there is a planter right behind it. Right behind it, because it's that big a deal.
Yeah.
So I did see a lot of hay still being baled.
Yeah,
and
there's a lot of hay
rolls
still
going up and down the road. So it's a busy time in West Kentucky.
It is, but it's a fun time. It's nice to see production going on and things getting done. And
It is. Well, because of all that production that we have here, we do have lots of things going on education-wise for our producers. And first thing we'll talk about is we did mention that disease in our wheat and some issues going on. I've seen a lot of weed issues this year early because our soybean stands have not been as thick and as consistent as normal, so it's giving weeds a chance to come. And that kind of leads into a nice program that the Research Center is going to have July 17th, a sprayer clinic.
Okay.
So, Ty, when you see one of those big sprayers go by, a vehicle can almost drive in between the tracks. These things are big. Well, those are very technical machines. We've got up to 90, some 120-foot booms on these things with nozzles that are applying just the right amount of pesticide.
I mean, it's all computerized.
It's GPS, it's computers, it's matching those nozzles to the output and the pressure. It's kind of a daunting task, and some farmers just they either have issues with it, they don't want to mess with it, so they hire Agrichem or other companies to come in and do that spraying for them. But UK is hosting this sprayer clinic. It's for our dealers. It's also for our farmers that want to know more and get more out of those expensive sprayers that they have sitting in their shop buildings. And the field school will be starting on the 17th. It's starting at 8:30. It's going to go all the way to 4. It's an in-depth, hands-on demonstration to provide producers with time to ask questions. Our ag engineering folks is going to be there, our weed specialists, our disease specialists, because getting that application on target optimally is the difference between that disease or that weed either escaping and getting worse. So application is
if that's
very
nozzle's
important.
Off or something goes on,
yes.
and not enough applied, then I mean it changes things, doesn't it? It can.
So topics are going to include nozzle selection for herbicide application, drift management. That's a big topic we talked about a few weeks ago with our dicamba.
Yes.
Fungicide management considerations. Fungus on some of our crops is treated a lot differently in application than our herbicides. We can put a herbicide on, and as long as we get a little bit of it on the weed we're trying to kill, it's going to kill it. Fungus on, say, wheat, for instance, is a different animal. We have to have 100% coverage of that plant. So that applicator, sprayer, whatever it is, has got to be fine-tuned.
If it just gets a little spot, that's not going to cut it.
The only place that there's going to be coverage on a plant, if we're applying fungicides, is where that spray droplet hits.
Right.
So if it misses this whole side of the plant over here, the disease is still going to be rampant.
Yeah.
So for our dealers and certified crop advisors, there'll be 4.5 hours of continuing education credits and another hour and a half, I think, for crop management. So it's a good time for our dealers to come that have these commercial applicators licensed to get their certification hours, plus learn quite a bit as it's going on. So again, that's on July 17th. You do need to register for that. It is a limited amount of folks. I would highly advise to go ahead and do that. You can call the extension office for information to do that. Or this morning, I love to do this, Ty, just because everybody knows what Google is.
Yeah.
I typed in UK Sprayer Clinic, University of Kentucky Sprayer Clinic this morning. It was the first thing that come up. So that is a online registration for that. So
where will that take place?
That will be at the research center outside. Okay. It'll be an outside deal. So come dressed. Come dressed for whatever the weather's going to be.
So
that is
you
correct.
You probably guess what it's going to be.
And getting close to time also, Ty, for our UK corn, soybean, and tobacco field day.
Yeah.
That is coming up on the 24th. So it's going to be a busy couple of weeks there for our folks out at the research center. And that will start registration at 7 a.m. They're going to try to beat some heat there, and our tours will start at 7:50 in the morning.
Is that July?
That is July.
Yes.
July the 24th.
Yep.
So we will have, the normal stuff, Ty. They're going to be talking all corn, soybean, and tobacco. So you'll have a chance. There'll be 3 different tours that's going out.
So they'll take the wagon tours or bus tour, however they do it.
And our small grain growers and Kentucky corn growers, again, have sponsored lunch for that. And I'll be there with the Cattleman's ribeye sandwiches. And so come out. There's credit hours, again, for our dealers and our farmers that hold their pesticide commercial license. So come on out at 7 a.m. on the 24th for that field day.
That's always great, Vent. Let's explain, too. They used to have the big field day every other year. Now they've sort of subdivided these categories off, and they have different field days throughout the year out there.
We had our wheat field day last month.
Last month, that's
yes. And so the smaller, more focused on
what a producer may be, focusing on for their operation.
And it's not quite the social event that it used to be, and the political things that would go on. Yeah, that was a big event.
Oh, it was people fly in here.
We still have people that ask, whatever happened to that? but this for our producers, that's what it was all about.
That's what it's about, isn't it?
And this gives more hands-on activities and more time that producers can interact with specialists one-on-one.
Right.
As those tours are moving off, there's always folks that are peeling off. And then after lunch, you've got lunchtime fellowship that you can meet with the guys and ask questions.
And what's great about this, I mean, if you're a producer, if you're always learning something. There's always something to learn. You may be in the game for many years, but there's new technology, there's new research, and you're always learning something. That's what's great about getting together.
And I had said that the small grain growers sponsored the lunch for the wheat field day. This is actually Kentucky Corn Growers, the Soybean Association, and Burley Stabilization. So a little different folks since we're not in wheat.
So they're going to be doing lunch
before, but they're sponsoring lunch for that, and the Cattlemen's Association, and that will help with our cattlemen's scholarships for our kids.
And y'all doing ribeye sandwiches?
Yes, ribeye sandwiches. Yep.
Ooh, sounds good. There we go. We've got. There we go. We've got
equipment going down the road.
Yeah.
So one more thing, Ty.
Okay.
We've had a little mini series on things that bite, right?
Yeah. I like it.
Well, we
Lord.
just submitted an article to the paper.
We got to be good.
Yeah. Submitted an article to the paper this week about this, and it is the time of the year that we're running into things outside that bites, and one of my most feared things that I'm just so highly allergic to is the chigger.
Oh man, yeah, those are
So
they go to places where you don't want to talk about.
Chiggers are actually an immature stage of a mite.
Okay.
Which
chigger red, does that
And we're going to find them a lot of places this time of year. Overgrown, bushy areas, shady, humid areas near a stream, near a bank. Like places people kind of like to be this time of year.
Yeah.
After hatching, the larvae will crawl around until they find their suitable host, whatever it is. They're not too picky because in addition to humans, chiggers, snakes, turtles, birds, rodents, pets, pretty much like anything.
Subject to chiggers.
Yeah, so a widespread myth is that a chigger just burrows into the skin to feed on your blood. That's actually not the case. They actually attach to a skin pore or hair follicle.
Okay.
And they secrete a fluid that makes a little cap over them that kind of seals them in, so they're really not buried in the skin. They're just...
It's kind of got a little protective...
Kind of a little cocoon type of thing. Saliva over that produces a hard domed area. And then they use a feeding tube to get the liquids that's coming out around those skin pores, not necessarily blood, just the fluids that we have. And the red whelp rash, that's what we're most familiar with, is allergic reaction to the saliva.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
That I
remember us kind of talking about that.
So those can last for a couple of weeks on some people and up to a couple of months for some other people.
Well, if you've had a chigger invasion, what's the best way to get rid of them?
The best way is to avoid, number one.
Yeah.
So, don't walk in, stay out of those areas if you are highly allergic. And I'm one of those that is more allergic to chiggers than...
Chigger spit.
Yeah. That's right. So basically what we do, keeping those overgrown areas out of your lawns, kind of the same that we do.
Does it help us pre-spray like for ticks? Does that help?
We can do that. It's not normally recommended because they are such a small thing, and it's a little more complicated than ticks. Avoiding the areas and then creating a barrier on yourself. So clothes, and it's kind of hard this time of year to want to go in the woods with long pants and long sleeve shirts, but actually when I do.
Oh, I do too. Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that they wear long sleeves year round because of sun. They can't. So long sleeves, tucking your pants into your boots where you're not getting skin barrier, and timing is very important. If some people just do not like to spray any kind of DEET or permethrin on themselves, and so they'll do the clothes barrier. Well, you've got about a 30-minute window to get those off, discard those clothes, get them washed or whatever, and get in the shower to make sure they haven't had time to, because they're going to find a way in eventually.
Yeah. So you got about 30 minutes.
Yeah, about 30 minutes. And showering and bathing immediately after coming from indoors is the best way. And if I'm going to be out, that's what I do. Just get in, get a shower.
Tick check, chigger check.
Yes, if possible. Rubbing that skin with a dry towel afterward. Also, maybe a little more drying than you normally would.
Because they're not, like you said, they don't bury into your skin. They're just on the surface.
Yes, but it does take them a little while to get that process started.
Okay.
So that's getting that process started of cleaning.
And I guess
quickly.
a good hot shower would probably kill them, wouldn't it? I mean,
I don't think it'll kill them, but we'll wash them off and get them
okay.
gone. Yeah. While chiggers are the most common in overgrown areas, they are going to congregate where there's movement, kind of like the way our ticks did. So a yard, you're not immune to chiggers just because your yard is well groomed.
Yeah.
You can crow chiggers outdoors with effective vegetation management and allowing lots of sunlight to your yard. So we love a shady yard, right?
Right.
I like a shady yard.
Yeah.
But they like the shade and humidity more than they do the sunlight.
Man, I've got chigger stories for days. For my brother and I, I grew up in Florida, and then would come up here on vacation. And I mean, I don't remember getting a chigger in Florida, but we come up here and hang out down in Confederate, and I mean, just live in the woods. And I mean, it was Chigger City, bud.
Yes.
And I mean, it was. I remember many miserable summer evenings. Getting applied. That's all I gotta say. Getting applied.
Well, in Kentucky, we are blessed with just about everything that'll bite you, stick you, or stab you.
It's bad stuff, and I love the name Chigger. It's appropriate, isn't it? It's Chigger. But they're actually a mite, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, folks, we hope that we've educated a little bit on a Chigger, but it's serious stuff. It's miserable, and if those of you that have had Chiggers, So, great advice.
Well, if we need any more information, we do have a nice publication on that, Ty, as well. So we have fun with these shows.
We do. Hey, it's radio. It's supposed to be fun. So watch out for the chiggers and watch out for the farm machinery out on the roads. Chiggers this time of year are probably a little bit more threatening.
To me, they are, but I know to watch out for equipment on the roads.
That's exactly right. Shane, always fun to get with you. We do want to remind everybody, I'm out next week, so we will not have our extension show Wednesday or the 4th of July. Of course,
everybody needs a break.
Yeah, we're having a holiday, so we'll be off 2 weeks on our extension program, and we will be back on July the 11th on that Wednesday. So July 11th, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And we hope to see you then. Thank you all so much, and folks.
Thanks,
any of this information that you're interested in, you hear something you're interested in, or you have questions, and it can be about anything. And what I mean by that is, we have qualified agents out at our UK Extension office, and that's what they're there for, is to help answer questions, whether it's gardening, whether it's outdoors, whether it's getting rid of pests, cooking, family consumer sciences. We've got Ashley White, that's our agent out there, our 4-H agent, Rhonda Gray, FNEP assistant, Joni Phelps, and, of course, Shane Bogle, our agent for agricultural and natural resources. They have research data out there and things that they can help you out with. And it's a wonderful resource, and we encourage you to use it, 365-2787. And that's our UK Extension office here in town. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Ty.
All right. That's going to wrap it up at 8:24. We about got 30 minutes in, Shane.
Wow.
So talking about chiggers will do that. Everybody have a wonderful Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. Tomorrow, be sure you tune into Tiger Talk, because we'll have representatives from Vision West Kentucky here, and we'll be talking about the second annual kickball fundraiser. We'll also have Farmers Market, folks. Of course, don't forget our Farmers Market. They're open from 4 to 6 Thursday afternoons, and Saturdays 8 to 12, and Tuesdays 11 to 1. They'll be here to tell us about all the good stuff at our Farmers Market. Of course, our UK Extension office has a presence there as well. That's going to do it today at 8:25. Have a great day, everybody. Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz is the place to shop.